The First Lady of Sierra Leone, Fatima Maada, implied that Africa shouldn't be celebrating independence because we are truly not independent.
The kind of mineral resources we have in our country is enough to take care of everybody in that country. We should not have a single poor person in Sierra Leone. But unfortunately, we are not given the free will to make decisions on our own mineral resources. There's always Big Brother who decides. And when you fight and say, no, we are not going to do this, they use the system to stop you. It's either they set you up with the opposition and they'll be supporting the opposition against you from the back, or they cause unnecessary chaos in your country so that you are not able to even govern your own people. They will do things to make you not to be functionable. And of course, any country that don't have peace cannot develop. You have to have peace before you talk about development. I'll give you a simple example about Sierra Leone. Every mining company that is in Sierra Leone today is owned by a foreigner. Every mining company. If it's not the Chinese, it's the American, it's the British. Our electricity, Bumuna, is run by the British, and we still don't have light. We're looking for light, electricity. If you don't have electricity, how can you talk about education? How can you talk about health facility? How can you talk about...
That video, which you're going to watch, pretty much implied that. While this statement was particularly targeted towards Sierra Leone itself, it does also relate to Africa at large. Has Africa earned the right to celebrate independence, or have countries in Africa earned their right to celebrate independence? Now, of course, the First Lady did not hold back. She said exactly what many have been thinking but often hesitate to actually say out loud. Is Africa truly free? Is Africa truly independent? Now, let's be clear. She wasn't trying to stir controversy. She wasn't even speaking as a politician's wife. She spoke as a daughter of the soil, as a woman who loves her continent and who's tired of watching us bleed wealth and inherit poverty. And you know what? There may be some truth to that. How can a continent so rich in resources also be so poor in results? Sierra Leone is one of the most mineral-rich countries in the world, but this First Lady Fatima, she revealed that every single mining company operating in her country is foreign-owned. Let that sinking. All of them Chinese, British, American. How possible is that? So let me ask you, how free are you when someone else owns your land, your gold, your electricity, even your water? Now here's where it gets worse. She said before her husband came into power, Sierra Leone was receiving 0.0001% from some of these mining deals. Imagine a foreign company making $100 million from your land and handing your country $10,000. That's not a partnership. That is a daylight robbery. That is absolutely insane. But this is not just about Sierra Leone. This is the African story. From Congo to Ghana, from Niger to Zambia, this is the same cycle. The West exploits our minerals, props up opposition to destabilize any leader that fights back, creates chaos, and then shows up with aid and debt as if they're saving Africa. It's a vicious cycle of dependence dressed up as diplomacy. And when the First Lady said, if there's no peace, there can be no development, I felt that. Because how do you build hospitals when your country is in turmoil? How do you fix schools when your leaders are being blackmailed or bought out? How do you power your homes in Africa when your electricity grid is in foreign hands? How? How does that even happen? Now, here's the part that matters. We're waking up as a continent. We're waking up. See, it's not just that we're frustrated. We're finally becoming aware. That's the shift. Leaders are speaking up. The youth are connecting the dots. The diaspora is watching. Even people who once believed in the illusion of independence are now saying, wait, something isn't adding up, right? And as painful as it is to confront these truths, this is how transformation begins. Not with silence, but with bold, uncomfortable truth. So maybe we don't celebrate independence the same way anymore. Maybe we celebrate something different. Awareness. The rise of a people who are no longer afraid to speak truth to power. the rebirth of a continent that is starting to choose itself over exploitation after decades. This is the Africa that we're stepping into, one where voices like Fatima's are no longer dismissed as angry or emotional, but recognized for what they are, a call to reclaim our power. And we will. Not just in Sierra Leone, but across the continent, across Africa. Africa is not just a place, it's a people. And the people are finally waking up. What are your thoughts about this? Drop your thoughts in the comment section. My name is Ify Igwe.